Hey everyone, I want to have a quick discussion on mounting plates for trolling motors. And you'll see that I have two different types here. This one is mainly for Minn Kota trolling motors, and this one's from Garmin. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk a little bit about the features of the Minn Kota one and a little bit about the features of the Garmin one. So what you see here is the Minn Kota mounting bracket. Now this mounts on the bottom of the actual trolling motor, and on my boat there's a puck that fits inside of here, and you'll notice that this bracket comes out. This is called a quick release. Both of these are quick release brackets. They're not permanent mounting brackets. And the idea is that you put this on the bottom of the trolling motor, you set this on top of the puck, and then you slide in this bracket which locks the trolling motor onto the puck on your boat. And then you, on the side here, you can see there's a hole right there where you can put a lock or a pin so that it doesn't come off. Now, I usually put a lock here so that way if somebody walks up, they can't just pop this out and take your motor. Not that most places would do that, but if you transport your boat on a trailer with your trolling motor, yeah, somebody could just roll up with their truck, pull off the bracket, and off they go with your trolling motor. So if you're traveling, I would highly recommend putting a lock on this. Now, something else you'll notice here is there's a couple extra holes. This was made for Minn Kota motors. I had a motor guide last year, and so what I did was I matched up the hole pattern with the motor guide and put this bracket on the bottom of my motor guide trolling motor, and it fit right onto the puck, and I was able to use it no problem. And it fit perfectly. I didn't have any issues with it. You'll notice that there's a notch here on the front. So this is where, when you mount this on the bottom of the trolling motor and you flip the motor up with the shaft, that's what goes down on this side of the hole here. All right, so you got to make sure that all your holes and everything line up. The only other significant element of this particular mounting bracket is what it's made of. So obviously that the pin and the bracket here is made out of metal, but you'll see that this is actually just starboard. So starboard is kind of a PVC-like material. It's very strong, it's very durable, especially in this thicknesses like this. So you might be wondering why I'm showing these two particular models. The Minn Kota motors fit onto this starboard PVC mount, have no issues. You can modify it for other motors if you'd like I did for the motor guide. But when you're talking about specific brands like Garmin, Motor Guide, Minn Kota, you really need to pay attention to some of the specific features because each motor is different. They're similar, they're trolling motors, but at the same time, the feature set of each one, the thrust capabilities, the different engineering aspects all come into play. Now, on this one, when I had this mounted with my motor guide, and I've asked some folks who have Minn Kota motors, you'll notice that this is rectangular here with the pin. You could actually take my motor and like jiggle it a little bit. So there is some play here. It's not a lot and it doesn't affect the functioning or safety of the motor, but it does move. It is not rock solid, 100% secure. Now, I don't know if that's by design, but you'll see when we get to this one, the engineering aspects of this one is very different. When you're looking at these different brackets, make sure that you not only just pay attention to, can I make it fit my motor, but make sure that you're taking into account how the motor is going to function on your boat so that it can be safe and your motor doesn't end up in the water. All right, now let's talk about the Garmin one. The first thing you'll notice compared to what we had with this one is that it's significantly smaller. Now you might think that, well, why is it smaller? It could be a little different. Here's why. I don't know if you can hear that. This is made out of metal. So the qualities of this particular mount is a little different. I think they're able to get away with making it a little bit of a smaller footprint because it is metal. Now, I haven't mounted this on my boat yet. This is what I'm planning to do because I purchased a Force Kraken, but it's a bit stiffer. So you saw me sliding that bracket out pretty easily. With this one, you can see on the bottom that the way that they engineered the bracket is significantly different because it's metal. So there's a lot of reinforcing structures here on the back. The other thing is this pin, just because I think it's new, but also because you'll notice here when I take it apart, some of the aspects of this, it's a lot harder to get off. So I'm going to try to pull this thing off. So you can see that this thing gets really stiff in there. Now, I think that's just because I haven't done it a lot, but it fits in there significantly tighter. And you'll notice here, you can see, I don't know if you can tell there, but you know, you really got to push this on there. So when you're mounting this on the motor, right? Because remember, this outside piece goes on the motor. When you're mounting this, you're going to have to make sure that the hole inside here and here line up to put the bracket in. So that's a pretty tight fit, in my opinion. So the way this one works is you can see that it's more of a lever action. So on the other one, you just set it straight down and put the puck on. And this one, the outer bracket here has a grooved slot. And you can see here, this also has a grooved slot, right, to fit the other direction. So if this is mounted on my boat, the way you're going to have to put the motor on is you're going to have to lean it to the side, lever this into there, and then push the motor down like that to make sure that everything fits. Now, like I said, this fits pretty darn tight. So with the weight of the motor on there, I mean, this is really difficult to get in on the side. So I know you can't do this on your boat, but I mean, you can see, I mean, that's a pretty tight fit. Now, that may be a good thing, right? That makes sure that this isn't moving at all. And I can tell you, just feeling this with this slotted area here on the side, I'm not going to get any movement like I did with this one, right? There's no way, right? The slot here and the way that it's angled ensures that once you put your trolling motor on top of this puck mounted to your boat, this thing isn't going anywhere. All right. And I feel like this is significantly better engineered. And, you know, the metal components, the notches here, the slot, and the way that it fits in, you know, all indicate that this is a much better mount. Now, I'm not saying go put this mount on with your Minn Kota or other motors. Minn Kota specifically makes these mounts in different sizes for their motors. And so obviously use what is made for your motor. This one in particular is made for the Garmin Force Kraken motor, and that's a 24 or 36 volt trolling motor with 80 to 100 pounds of thrust. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the different mounting options. I'm obviously going to have some additional videos once we get this on the boat, and I will talk about removing the puck for this one, adding the puck for this one, and mounting this onto the trolling motor and getting it all working with the wiring. So stay tuned. Look forward to the next video and showing you how all that pulls together. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next one.